I'm here with Abraham Lincoln. We're still in this. Where's my pepe? Oh, it's
Really?
now in the chill zone. Welcome to the chill zone podcast. Hey, what's up, man? Semester kutwalate ya.
It's done. It's wrapped up like many of
Rolex syrup.
Rolex is it's a wrap.
Yeah.
But I don't say it's wrapped up like yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to come and do a short one. Ogere man, semester tujimazeko. Tetuli wangu gwe. I got 3 straight A's in all my course units gwe.
That's like those small batteries.
Triple A.
So yeah.
Yeah, we did. This semester I did one of the hardest things I've ever done: computational math and statistics. Imagine all the complicated math that you ran away from, derivatives, added with computational, added with statistics.
Did you have logs and stuff?
That was in passing. They just tell you, oh, then here you do the log of. You're like, bruh, even doing log is like that was like they built from there upwards. The guy shows you before me, you're like,
so that's you watched what's his name? Matt Damon and the guy that passed. What's his name?
That movie? Old school movie.
Yeah, how do you like him? Apples.
Yeah, but the movie.
so
I know the movie.
Yeah,
what's the movie? It's old school.
Yeah, and I recently watched it.
Yeah, that's I didn't. I'm not naturally gifted math. Muita na man. So that was one. Then we did one called data-driven organizations, which showed me the importance of using data to drive all your decisions. Granted, things that seem so obvious.
You're a businessman.
Now I see it.
Now you see it.
Now I see.
So
like it's so. Like the guy walked us through a use case of a farm that drills oil fracking things and how we made them data-driven. It sounds so obvious and so simple. I even remember asking him in class. I'm like, but this sounds obvious and so simple. He's like, bruh, just because I broke it down easily doesn't mean it is. But also, yeah, the advantage of using data to drive your decisions, which was something. It's even hard to explain, but now once you have an eye for it, you're like, oh, it's a very appropriately named course, data-driven organizations.
So,
like your organization should use data, because the problem now is when we say data, when we say people think an Excel sheet with with columns and rows, or but data is everything. Just recording, just what are the camera somewhere, that's data.
This is data.
What are the sensor somewhere, what are the, like, so many things.
Ati omuntu businessman ali okulaba bintu live oba like how do you, like, if there are 3 objectives, can you summarize like 3 objectives to someone? Like,
first of all, document as much as you can. Document as much as you can. And document, I don't mean from the Papulo Wandike. This is why, to me, there are free resources. YouTube is a free resource. I'm here making videos.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always documenting my life. I'm always filming things and putting them up on YouTube. All those things are free. Facebook is free. You can store every single second of your day on Facebook, and it won't stop you.
How much space do you have on either of those? How much space do they offer?
It's unlimited. YouTube will never be like, boss, stop uploading. Never. Facebook will never be like, boss, stop uploading. Never. You see? So you just have to mold your business in a way that store them for free. So record as much, not record, I want to say record, but capture as much data about your business as possible. But what when I speak data, you will think maybe just cash book, cash flow. Yes, that helps, but also the entire process. A good web store what data is being captured there. And when I speak data, I'm not saying munimuka camera, munimuchi, let's take it to the level of a factory. You see, how you have to understand your whole process flow. Ichibe tukola from the start to the end. Okay?
The workflow.
What information, what data, what stages, what is involved in each. I remember one of those lectures, the professor sat, is like, okay, guys, we have 15 minutes to spare. Ask me something. And then the whole class was quiet. And the guy was like, people pay me thousands of dollars to just ask me questions. Before I even do anything, just sit and they ask me questions and I just talk to them. I'm giving you this opportunity for free. Ask. So that even when you sit with a data analyst, he will see that for you. See it. But if you took me to your business and you told me your whole process flow, you told me your whole, I'll be like, okay, no, so you see, that's why we paid thousands of dollars to come here and study these things. And then the third thing, what was the third thing? The other thing I did was project management, which was okay. But it also kind of showed me process flow, like a project flow. Like when you get a project, of course I can manage a project, but a data driven project is different from, so that's
that I'm guessing you use things like Gantt charts and stuff.
But that's just actually for most of the course students, I don't know if you also have this, you get to actually realize what you learned during the final project. You're like, oh, when you're doing your final project, that's when you really get to see, So you have things, people talking about how, let's say, whatever initiation phase, planning phase, execution, monitoring, handing over documentation, accounting for problems at each stage, solutions to those problems at each stage, communication problems,
documentation,
stakeholder,
every stage.
Anyway, I
went through risk management. I had data and communications. Datacom and I think data and communications. Yeah. Data and communications. Yeah. Then foundations of cyber, because foundations, like whenever you see, if I used to overlook foundational courses.
Yeah, because
the money. But once you go back and tap into these foundations, like it's what gives you the actual base. Because even when you feel down and low, or everything that you've attempted to do and you feel stuck, always just go back to the foundations, because the foundations will still, it's what you're going to base off to get that next idea to build whatever you want to build. Because the guvamusinji, as in that is the baseline. So whatever someone is trying to come up, they have to, like, they iterate the whatever foundation was put, what was how to communicate, how to deliver the information, how to like manage the risk. So most of all the three courses were really intertwined, because it felt like each lecturer was saying the same thing differently. But once you keep hearing the same thing, like, because you're doing a foundations, they're going to talk about risk. They're going to talk about data and communications. So you find yourself like, oh, so a professor talked about that recently. So you keep on like
that's how the knowledge
reinforcing.
Exactly,
it reinforces the knowledge. So that muscle is just best. So for everyone, it shouldn't be only academics. A sport, health. Like if you want to get fit again, you don't start by sprinting. You start by walking. Now you get that cardio in, and you're like, okay, now I can start jogging. Then you're like, oh, now I can steady. Then you start like doing longer. Before you know it, you're like, I can do sprints. So
foundation. What is in risk management?
Risk management is really what is in risk management is understanding one, it still goes back to the foundation. what you have, as you said, once you realize as your business, you have to understand what you have and what you have to secure.
Mm.
So once you understand what you have to secure, you have to plan on how to secure whatever is like how you secure an iPhone or a laptop or a pencil is different. Like it's different how you secure a pencil and an iPhone or a phone,
Mm.
or it's different how you secure your car and your bicycle. Like so, once you ascertain which asset you have, then you devise ways on how to secure it, the cost implication, and who has to understand the risk and why you're doing that. So you keep building from that. Like, so I have like you have a phone, fine. How do you want it to stay secure? Not only just the physical part. So the password, the screen protector, for those. So those are different ways. For a pencil, it's just a pencil. Like you sharpen it and you leave it.
So I remember when I just come for asking me, you know, people are telling me, you're going to learn a lot. Do you feel like you've actually learned a lot? Semester with
What I've learned the most is about people, and it's
Nice.
the most amazing thing because
people.
it's like you still go back to the basics, like hi, how are you? My name is. That's where, as in, that's the basic. So how you carry yourself, how you like present yourself, because yes, we have like there are many people from different countries in Africa, but you can easily tell this one is from this country, and even the people here look at you different and handle you different. Because Emma, you'll be at the entrance, and the security guard will be like, "Hey," but the next person, not because, but because of there's that element of like, oh no,
The way they carry
the way you
themselves.
carry yourself. So,
Yeah.
so the foundation is how you dress, how you groom yourself, interact with others. So that energy will spread on. Even people from afar would want to interact with you.
Yeah.
And
People like good vibes.
yeah. So the people, because you are like everywhere. The other day on when you guys were having that African party, I was actually boarding. I was planning to come, but then I met. I looked at the gentleman. He was the operator, the guys that stand next to the rail. I look at him. I'm like, I just want to say hello to this guy. I missed my train because turns out he's Kenyan.
Yeah, nice.
So we just like, the whole time. So shout out to Raban. Like it was vibes and vibes. And he looked at me like, man, I would never have guessed. So like that's the people, and there's always someone curious to know who you are.
Yeah.
Based on how you
especially
carry
in these
yourself.
countries, by the way. Especially in these countries. Like Bosango Muntu, you know, it's a fresh kind of feeling. So since this semester wrap up, I want to keep all the topics around school. Environment, yes, somero. Vizimbe, libraries, classes, classrooms, you know, technology. How is it?
Let's go to class. Class, the mode of delivery is absolutely amazing and precise. You have 2 hours, the lecturer is going to use the 2 hours. Not like talk about punctuality. That aspect.
The data-driven guy told us, don't be late. If I'm ever late, I'll give you guys. So he marks you absent if you're late. It's like, if I ever come late, I'll forgive all those that have marked absent as late. Guy is always on time. There's even time he came straight from the airport. Came with these big bags, like, the Uber guy was my hero. I was almost late. But yeah,
like
2 hours is 2 hours.
2 hours is 2 hours. And if the lecturer is not showing up,
Communicate beforehand.
Not the day of. There's an incident when our foundations lecturer was not going to be present. The following week, he told us what was going to happen. We're not showing up, and when the makeup class was going to be.
Yeah.
And for the makeup class, he brought pizza because he infringed on our. Like I'm sorry.
I remember in my last semester,
So
we had a class, the last class. Professor came with a guitar, played us music, took us out to a bar. Like, I remember first we just get shocked. You walk in our lecture as utambudde mu nkuba otuse ku kifo guy it as but yeah, that okay, that's the lecture aspect. What else? Classroom.
The classrooms are comfy, air conditioned, obviously clean. The environment is clean. Resources, like look at this, like the library, unlimited resources, like
and that's just the school library. There's the city library in New York. There's also the New Jersey library.
And I recently got to know that you can apply for a cultural pass through the New York library. So that means we can go to the Museum of Natural History for free. So I'm just waiting for those tickets. Because
on top of your student discounts.
But the classroom, class material, I'm going to write a summary of what I studied through the different courses and put it up. And
actually, you've spoken of something. This semester, that computational math class was the first time I ever wrote that much academically. I really liked that class, by the way. It was complicated as fuck. Yeah, it's my podcast. I can cuss. It was complicated as hell, but but it really, the guys' labs were amazing. If you go to my Medium, all the articles there, really insightful things that you publish, and people actually now for the first time it made me feel like, yeah, I'm an authority now. I'm a data analyst. The
that helps. That's the level you are. Like you gradually grow within the semester, and
then you realize,
as well at the end of it all.
Actually, to me, one of the things was when I was here, when I just come, I was worried that they may not teach me anything I don't know. No, man. Because also the courses, you think cyber, no laws and maybe, but the things you learn in there. Recently, I found out the DMM people, the things they learn in there. You think it's just digital marketing. I'm gonna quick out, use TikTok and social media.
Really?
The things they got a data set survey, did some analysis on the Zimbabwe tourism thing. The minister yesterday were meeting the ambassador. Like it was a whole thing. Like, here's how you use social media. Here's how you use talk. They do data analysis. They do. It's a different level. It's a different level.
That reminds me, because I saw someone's submission at the symposium, and it didn't make sense then, because it was about fashion and how it's driven. So now that you say that, I'm like,
because the courses, I was telling people, they should rename the courses. The names of the courses are not doing the courses justice.
Yeah.
Like, you really learn serious things. I remember I didn't even want to take this thing because it was called data analytics and visualization. It felt like a small portion of, because most people are calling it data science. Data science sounds like, yeah. But it's actually, data science is one of a course here in my... The whole, like, they teach you a lot more than you expect. And you really learn a lot than you would think you would. So to me, that's, I don't know, maybe you feel it in your second semester.
The learning is one. What the lecturers do is really open your mind to research. And if you're curious enough, you'll find way more to delve in, because foundations, he used to speak, like he would put the slide up and just speak. And if you listen, that's when you realize he's actually talking about something that is happening or happened the previous day. And once you pick 2 and 2 and you're like, I saw that. So now you're at a point of, Now I have to pay attention in class, more attention in class, and also in the news and what people are saying or doing about that.
And the guys teaching us are like pros in the field.
Yes.
Like
So
Sainty. Actually, I've only experienced two people who are actually like lecturers. They're not like, and those they're usually teaching like they're teaching at NGIT or NY, like they're teaching at the CompStat guy, the structured damage guy. They're usually teaching in some other place, and they're also working because here grants what they're working on so many other projects. But all the others are industry professionals. The data-driven guy is just a guy who works for some VC fund thing, and that's what he does. What he's teaching us is what he actually does for a living. So he's giving the case scenario he told us. That's an actual company that they did that for. They made the company data-driven. Abantu ababeeranga ku site n'ebyuma n'ebiki now are seated in a boardroom. You know, like those CIA movies, or when they're launching a spaceship, guys are like, hey, what? Guys who used to be on Mubiale or drilling oil, now they sit here because they made the company data-driven. So they don't need to be on the field. They just need to be now in a room with AC, look at screens, be like, according to this data, no. That to me blew my mind. He did that for them, which is insane. The project management guy is a project manager at a company. He even came to class one day. He's like, my company is hiring. Unfortunately, none of you qualify to work full-time yet, but we are hiring. Like the actual people in the field see he's a bunch of things from a textbook. No, they tell you real things.
And usually the teaching is their side job.
Yeah, it's actually that even guy told us even that, man, I'm not doing this for the money. I just love what I do, and if I get an opportunity to teach, well, good.
Because at the end of our foundational course, we had a guest lecturer, the one that actually,
I haven't had any of those.
He's the TPM of Amazon. So he shows up like the same way you told, like your lecturer told people to ask questions. This is the technical program manager of Amazon, cyber, as in the whole of Amazon, like whatever you are, Amazon, whatever. He's the person, and he just showed up, and I'm like, so when you interact with such people over and over, like it's going to, like with me, that's the thing about like interacting with people more and more. Like he opened this side of security, cyber security, like the people facing side.
Oh,
because
put a face to the role.
Yeah, put a face to the role. Now, like when I'm looking out for opportunities, I'm going to pivot towards something that I can sit next to or in front of you and tell you, like, Sadia, once you do ABC and this, and I explain it to you, because that will make more sense and make it a teachable thing so that most people can practice it. So
nice. Anyway, I don't want to make this one long, so we shall wrap up right here. Semester we're there to get summer break, summer plans in 1 or 2 minutes.
Summer plans.
Summertime.
Vibes cartel. Summertime. Summer vibes. It's really, I'm doing more of tapping back into the foundation.
Yeah.
Go back to the basics. And
I'll be taking some online lectures. It's actually more like boot camp. I don't even know what that thing is. But I'll be learning some things and to learn venture capital. The people who give money to the people who you think have money. So that's what I'll be doing. And just enjoy New York. There's always tons to do in this city. You think you cannot even finish all of them. There's always a lot. Already, our first week of holidays, but I feel I'm too busy. There's deadlines now. I have PowerPoints to work on now for some other VC thing, some other startup thing outside school. Like, there's always stuff to do. If you're active, if you're the kind who is outgoing, there's always things to do. You can't get bored.
Oh, I went for my Microsoft event. And gosh, like...
and these things are free. There are so many. Just sign up, show up. Interact with people, interact with leaders in the field. which reminds me, there's a JP Morgan one I signed up for. I don't even know when it is. Okay, people, thank you for joining us. It has been a, what should we call this? Intermission episode? Episode 3 tena fuluma. Episode 3 guest ya tuechangira.
No, this is an episode.
It's an episode.
Hey, for most of the shows we watch are basically
Yeah.
this long. So this is an
Right.
episode.
It's an episode. We shall be back next week, talk about money. Bye.
Money. Venture capitalist. Yes. Money.
Yeah, money.
Supposed to keep it recording.
Uh,
Yep. There you go.
yeah.